Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something called the circular revolution, a huge idea that's literally turning our whole concept of waste completely on its head.
So, let's start with this question. It seems simple, right? But it's a huge one. For centuries, our economy has followed this really straight line. We take resources, we make stuff, and then we dispose of it. But what if that last step, dispose, wasn't really the end? What if it was actually the beginning of something totally new? To get a feel for what this really looks like in the real world, let's jump into a pretty surprising example from agriculture that just perfectly captures this new way of thinking. Okay, get this. The spiky, tough rind of a durian fruit, the part that just gets thrown out, is now being turned into a material that can literally pull industrial dyes out of contaminated water. I'm not kidding. This isn't some far-off sci-fi idea. It's happening right now, turning garbage into a powerful tool for cleaning up our planet. So at its heart, the process is incredibly simple, but so powerful. An item reaches what we used to call its end of life. But instead of that journey ending in a landfill, it gets collected, it gets reprocessed, and boom, it's reborn as a valuable ingredient for a completely new product. It really makes you rethink what end of life even means. Now, this whole idea of turning what we thought was waste into a resource, it has a name. And it's not just a clever trick. It's a deep, fundamental shift in how we look at production, consumption, really the whole economy. It's called the circular economy. And the goal here isn't just to use things up and throw them away. No way. The goal is to use them again and again and again. The entire system is designed from the very beginning to be restorative, to actually regenerate our natural systems instead of just draining them. I mean, this completely flips the script on the economic model we've been using for centuries. And this slide just nails the difference. The linear economy, that's a one-way street. Take, make, dispose. It's a dead end that leads straight to a landfill. But the circular economy, that's a totally different story. It's a closed loop where materials are constantly kept in play, holding on to their value through reuse, repair, and recycling. Nothing is wasted. And let me be clear, this is not just some theory or a neat trick with fruit peels. This circular way of thinking is already happening right now, and it's kicking off some incredible innovation across tons of different industries. Take the sugar industry, for instance. You know that fibrous stuff that's left over after you crush sugarcane? It's called bagasse. It used to be considered total waste. Now it's being burned as a carbon-free fuel to power the very factories that create it. That's what you call total efficiency. Or look at the energy sector. We've all got devices with batteries. Instead of just tossing them when they get old, companies are figuring out these really clever ways to refurbish them, giving them a second or even a third life. That saves a ton of precious resources. And it's happening even in really traditional industries, like wood processing. The whole mindset is shifting. The goal is now to use every single bit of the raw material, finding valuable uses for sawdust and scraps that, not too long ago, were just thrown away. This revolution is even popping up on our dinner plates. Food companies are finding brilliant new ways to use imperfect fruits and veggies, or the byproducts from seafood, and turn them into brand new, valuable products. It cuts down on waste and actually boosts nutrition. It's a win-win. So you might be wondering, what's making all of this possible on such a massive, complex scale? It's more than just a good idea or a change in attitude. A huge piece of the puzzle, the real game changer, has been a massive leap in technology. And specifically, we're talking about artificial intelligence. You can think of AI as the brain of the whole operation. It can track materials, predict when a machine needs fixing, and optimize supply chains at a speed and scale that no human ever could. It's what makes the whole loop run smoothly and efficiently. And the results of using this tech? Well, they're pretty staggering. The data shows that by using AI, companies can get up to 30% more out of the resources they already have. Think about that for a second. That's getting way more value from the exact same amount of stuff. And all that extra efficiency has a huge direct impact on the environment, too. This isn't just about saving a few bucks. Better resource management, powered by AI, can lead to a direct cut in carbon emissions by as much as 25%. That's huge. Okay, but as amazing as AI is, it can't do this all by itself. Technology is a tool, but to really build a global circular economy, we need a complete system overhaul. We're talking about people, about education, and about government policy. And a big part of that shift really begins with education. We have to train a whole new generation of engineers, designers, and business leaders who think in circles from day one, who are ready to build and run these new kinds of systems.
Now, let's be real. Making this happen isn't going to be easy. There are some major hurdles. You've got politics, a lack of the right infrastructure, people not even being aware of the possibilities, and maybe the biggest barrier of all? Us. Our own deep-seated habits of just buying something, using it, and throwing it away without a second thought.
But here's why it's so worth the fight. The big takeaway here is that this isn't just about being green for the sake of it. The circular economy is about building a system that's better for the planet, better for the economy, and way more efficient with the resources we have. It's a triple win. This whole idea really encourages all of us to look at our world a little differently. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. What waste in your own life, in your home or at your job, is just a resource in disguise, waiting for a new beginning?